Hello and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and you join me here for the next season, if you will, our next festival here in Festival Tycoon. Now, before we get into building and creating our next festival, I want to sort of go back and cover a couple of things that I either didn't realise or actually missed when we were when we got to the end of the previous episode. The first one was, and you saw this come up at the very end, if you watched it all the way through, that is, at the very end of that episode, we get lots of graphs, which I'd seen the developer posting information about, and that's to do with all the figures. So as we can see here, this is on the main screen when I go into my game now. I made a profit of just over $38,000, but you can also break that down and you get lots and lots of useful graphs. So this is the sort of default graph you get. So that was our profit, 38,000. Our expenses in red were just over 30, and our income was remarkable at nearly over 68,500. Now, to be honest, a fair portion of that did actually come from our sponsors, but notwithstanding that, we still made a fair amount of money. But the beauty of this system that the developer Johannes has given us is you can look at all sorts of different data. You can really sort of drill down and go through all the various key aspects of your festival running. So this is the basic sort of financial page, but you can call up lots of other information here, like our festival rating. Now, a lot of these won't necessarily mean much until you've had 3 or 4 festivals running. After 3 or 4 festival seasons, it'll be interesting to see how well you're doing in terms of, is your festival rating going up? Are you good at the job? And all that sort of thing. Whereas some things, obviously like financials, you do need to pay attention to festival by festival. But some are a more sort of relative thing over time, like the festival rating, for example, festival points. And you can even examine things like how much accommodation you've got. So that's regular accommodation. We had 96. Did we have any VIP accommodation? No, we had none. And income? What about that? Satisfaction? 0.12. Oh, yes. As you can see here, the scale adjusts itself to the various data sets that you're looking at. So it was our market size here. Yeah, so that was the market size for our festival, 559, of which we only had room, because it was a very small festival, for 96 tent or campers visiting the festival. Hopefully when we get onto our bigger sites we can take more money from more of these people. But this is really nice. I just like the fact that you can break your analysis down in so many different ways and just analyse the success or otherwise of your festivals. So that's really nice. I like that. That appeals to me particularly. And the other thing which I mentioned in passing at some point in the last episode was, I'm sure I remember it being said on Discord or Steam or somewhere, that you can change the names of your bands and indeed your sponsors. And there's no way of doing that while you're actually in the festival. But if you come to where is it here? It's somewhere here. Is it the? It's the profile. Here it is. Yeah. If you go into your profile information, you've got a partners box here, and it's here that you can edit all the band names and indeed the sponsor names. So if you don't like the fact that you've got a band here called Sort Stand Trip, you think, nope, I don't like that name at all, it offends my sense of the, of whatever. You can change it by clicking on this edit icon here. Now, one thing it does say here, you can't change the sort of characteristic of the band, their needs, their popularity and the rest of it, if you're running in career mode. Because you do need some sort of challenge when you're in career mode. You need to be sort of at the mercy of the marketplace, at the mercy of the game. So what you can do here, though, is change the name of the band, if you so wish. Shall I call this a short standing trip, for example? That's a much better name. And as it says here, changing gameplay values, parameters will remove the band from the current festival's lineup in all saves. The feature is experimental and may lead to errors. So do this at your own risk. Again, as I said, the game has only just entered early access, but this is something that I like to see, customization. I mean, particularly if you're running it in sandbox mode, if you've got free reign almost to fiddle with the festival. The one criticism I have of this page so far, notwithstanding obviously that it is early access, is that unless you remember what these icons mean, these colours and these symbols, you've no idea what type of band it is. So this one with this little speaker symbol, I don't know if you can make it out on your view of this recording, but the little speaker symbol means it's a techno band. In fact, we can listen to what they sound like by clicking the play button here. Does that sound like techno to you? I don't know. So we've got, yeah, rock bands here, more techno. Are you EDM? Yeah, you're an EDM band. What I'm looking for, I've got a thought in my head. A couple possesses telephone. No, I don't like the name of that band either. No. So what we'll do, we'll change this. We'll call it Possessed Telephone. There's no spell checker in here, so goodness knows if I'm spelling any of these names correctly. So a rough my hell. Oh yes. The names are all randomly generated for each gameplay session, for each save, as it were. So yeah, you may see quite different names. Okay, so we're going into a new festival season. We've had one success already. We've got nearly 46 grand in the bank. The question is, can we run this festival on our own, or will we still need sponsors? So let's go into a new festival. And we have 3 sites available to us. We've got our existing, or the one we've seen before, this Clich Kirig, and I apologise for anyone, I presume that is Welsh, who actually knows how to pronounce that properly. I do apologise for my, in all likelihood, appalling pronunciation. We have a slightly larger site, so that one was 48 by 48. This one is 64 by 64, and that's Greenfield. Again, this is another temperate biome, and by default the festival lasts for 2 days. Now in the earlier builds of this game we were able to change that, so if I wanted to run for 1 day perhaps I could reduce that. So this location is suitable, or is suited, for advanced event planners, that's not entirely good English, who can handle a lot of that's not me, who can handle a lot of simultaneous tasks in live mode. No, that is definitely not me. Or we could go for an even bigger site, Rust and Dust, an 80 by 80 site, a 3-day festival, but that costs you 31.5 grand. That's too much. But I think we should go bigger. Yeah, we've cut our teeth on a small festival. Let's go Greenfield. And here we are. I'll pause time, I think. We don't need it to be running. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't have any effect while you're in build mode, obviously. So this is our festival site. So what we've got, this is the... What is that? Some sort of garden rest area. That's kind of cute, isn't it? What purpose will that serve? That's a container of some description. And that's the entrance. So we will need to build our gates there, and I think we should be able to place down a large stage, or a larger stage here, so we should be able to get bigger bands coming in. So where's the staging options? Stages, there you are. Okay, we can go to a medium stand. Well, that is quite big though, isn't it? And it's spacebar to rotate. That is very big. Can we put a full festival site together with all the camping sites? We might want some VIP bungalows and all the other facilities as well with that bigger stage. We might be able to do it actually. Okay. Right, now what I'm going to do here first, before we actually get into building, is plan out what sort of festival I will want to put on. I think I'm going to stick with the rock mode again, because I've already had some success with rock bands. So who have we got in the rock genre? We've got all these bands. Now they only require a small stage. Well, that's fine. What about metal bands? which are a sort of variant upon the... Oh, we've got one band here called Feedback who want a medium-sized stage. So that's okay. And again, what we're trying to do here, as we saw in the last episode, is look for genres that work together. And as we can see here, no, it's here, isn't it? If I look at this, then rock and metal are fairly compatible. Yeah, it's just them. I was thinking, actually, if we have mostly a rock festival, then folk is kind of okay-ish. Like you might have a sort of folk session for the early afternoon, perhaps. So maybe we'll focus on rock again and just have a few metal and folk artists alongside. So what do our folk artists look like? There we go. Strangely enough, the folk guys want a bigger stage than the rock bands. That's curious. But I think, have we got enough bands here to last me 2 days? Actually, just come out of there. Our festival. Can we set this up? We can. We can set it to 1 or 2 days if we want. So we could make it just another 1-day festival. I think I'm going to do that, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to make it a slightly bigger 1-day festival. That's what we will do. And we won't call it Greenfield. We'll call it Ajax Live 2. A particularly uninspiring name for a festival, but that's what we're going to call it. Okay, so we will call it that, which I'm sure will attract lots of punters who remember the great time they had at Ajax Festival 2021, which was our last one. Okay, now, how much do these bands cost to bring on board? Good grief, Shanty Slice are expensive. 89 grand. These folk bands are pricey. Maybe I won't do folk after all. Perhaps it will just be the rock and the metal. Yeah, I think that might be a better idea. Yeah, these are much more my sort of cost. The metal guys, yeah, they're likewise, apart from the medium stages, yeah, they're not bad. 1 or 2 of them are slightly more expensive. I think I probably will need a sponsor for this. Okay, so what sponsors do we have available to us? And will any of them give me a band? So they will give me who are Silly. They're a metal band. Oh, that'd be quite good. Okay, so what are Silly then? Where are Silly? That's a stupid name for a band. They are a very cheap band. 207. Yeah, that's not a lot. And they will give me 16 grand. That's not a terribly good deal, I think, really, is it? No. What about a building? Oh, nobody's going to give me a building. I was hoping someone might pay for the stage or the gate or something like that. So it's all basically going to be money. Alright, okay. So who have we got offering us money? Money, money, money. And 7. It's a pity we can't... I don't think we can sort this, can we? No. Okay. Okay, it looks as if the guys offering us the most money don't need as many sponsor points, so they'll be easier to satisfy in terms of billboards and so on. So, for example, On Point Drinks. Oh, I don't like that logo, I'm sorry. They have a reputation of 12. Okay, they will request a festival rating of at least 3.2. I should be okay to do that. And I will then get 17 sponsor points if I do that. That's quite good. Discount Music, they'll give me 26 grand. They want a reputation of 13. I haven't got that. I've got a reputation of 10 at the moment. Have a rock band booked. Ah, okay. I'm planning on doing that. And you guys, 88 regular tickets. Hell, oh, I was reading that as Hell Bank, but it's not, it's Well Bank. Okay, what about rational? Oh, we had them last time, didn't it? Rational drinks. They want a rock band, and they will give me 26. We could do. We've already used them once. We could use them again, but I'm thinking let's try someone else. Yeah, I'm tempted to go with On Point drinks. To be honest, I should be able to achieve that festival rating, and they don't need too many sponsor points, and they're giving me lots of money. Okay, we're going to go with On Point. So that's my sponsor. Okay, so where we're going to put our stage then, seeing as nobody's going to buy me a stage. So actually, do I want to put the stage in first, or do I want the gate? What I want to do actually is check this. I want to go through these and just check if they have any particular needs in terms of gates and stuff. Oh, that's a relaxation area. They need a backstage RV. None of them seem to want a separate entry gate. Oh, that's the metal bands. What about the rock bands? Do they have any more demands? Backstage. Minimal festival rating. We should be able to achieve that. Victorious desk mounting. Backstage. Festival rating. No. Earlier start time. I don't think anyone needs a separate gate, so I only need one entry point. Green room. Exclude techno. Yeah, I don't plan on having any techno people here. Okay, I think that a green room, that's okay. Right, so all I need is one entrance gate. Where are they? A large entrance or small entrance? How big is the large entrance? The large entrance doesn't appear to be that much bigger than the small. That's the small. That's, oh no, it is. Yeah, I hadn't clicked it properly. I don't need a large entrance, I don't think. So we'll have you. Click you and put you in here. And what I want to do is M to show the grid, and we'll use the small grid, that's fine. And I will have you, oops, I keep pressing right click to disable it, so I'll have you going in there, I think, or there. Yeah, that will do. I want to move you further away? Okay, now the question then is building the fencing so they are navigated towards that, as we saw in the last video. So can I build proper fencing? So here's our fencing, and what sort of fence do we want? Mesh or solid? I quite like solid fencing. So what we want to do, I think, is have you... I have a feeling that gate's in the wrong place. Right, what I will do is I will set this up, and then I will show you around the festival site once it's all ready, or once it's nearly ready to go. And I'll be back with you then on the other side of a sexy video effect. And here we are. Ajax Live 2 is almost ready to go. I think I've set it up as I wanted it to. It is a larger site, as we saw, but I've stuck with a single small stage once again, largely because the big stage is very big and I need to be able to fit in enough space for visitors, all this tent area, and also a few VIP bungalows, get a better class of patron. the sort of person who sort of spends that much more is the intent anyway. Hopefully they do. So I needed to make sure I've got enough room to get everything in, so I've stuck with a fairly small arrangement still, fairly tight. There are a couple of bands I could book which require a separate entrance, but I'm not going to book those. So we've only got the one entrance here still, which hopefully I've got the fencing right now, so that people won't be sort of finagling, is that the right word? Into places they shouldn't go. They should go through there, and hopefully I've protected the backstage area appropriately as well. Do I actually need a fence there, that side of the stage? Let's put one in actually. Because I'm never quite sure. That's a billboard. You don't want that, you fool. What you want is this fence, a solid short fence. Yeah, so if we put you there, yeah. So I'm not quite sure what sort of gap people can actually get through. So if you remember, I think in the last episode we had ordinary people, festival visitors, actually trying to use the toilet in the backstage area, and that's not on. Yeah, that's one of the slight things about this. I have put a couple of toilets in here. You can set them for VIP use only, but not band use only. So that's meant people could obviously get through to use those. Actually, do I want... I suppose yes, I'll put some fencing down here as well, actually. Yeah. Just to protect that area. That should do. Yeah, because that's the green room where the bands can come and make up and prepare themselves for bounding upon stage. I've got 4 RVs. And I think I can actually fit another RV in this front area of the backstage, as it were. No, that's the management. That's the stages. No, that's what I want. Backstage. We could, I think, fit an RV in here. That is very tight to that fence, but I think they could get through that gap. So we could... Yeah, we could put another RV in there if we need one. Fortunately, I've had a quick look at my band roster, and we'll see that properly in a moment. And quite a lot of them do want RVs. So if I can't buy that off them, then we may need to put another one in there. Now, in terms of staffing, I have remembered to put some mechanics on the ground now. What are you? What are you? You're the plumbers. Okay. Actually, so is that the mechanics tent? I can never tell here. So this is the services. That's it. The mechanics. Is that you? Does it say plumbers? It doesn't quite... or sewage facility. That's the plumbers, yeah. So I'm not quite sure why, but there are a number of these buildings that I didn't see when I was building my first festival for the last episode. Things like the sewage facility, which has the plumbers. Presumably, they will deal with blocked toilets. Hang on, what's going on there? Why is there a red exclamation on that? No entry. Oh, that's okay, because ordinary people can't get there. But yeah, well, that's interesting. But that, I think, that proves to me that my fencing is now good. The people can't get backstage. Excellent. Yeah, this gate here I have set up for band use only. Can you tell where it is yet? Can you tell what type it is? Sponsor overview. Yeah, the sponsor's got that. Does it not tell me that it's band only? I don't think it does it? No. Be nice if it did. So that's for the band. Only the bands can get through there. And I put a gate here around my VIP area, so only VIPs can get through there. Again, it doesn't tell you that it's VIP only. I don't know if the different colours give you that. Because if we look at, for example, this ATM here, that's VIP visitors only, which is a brown heading there, which is kind of the colour of that light. Whereas, likewise, for this relaxation area here is for band use only, which has the blue banner. And this is kind of a blue light here. So maybe that's the indication, but it would be nice to have it written. to be honest, so you could be clear in your own mind that that is exactly what it is. Okay, now, yeah, I was talking about the service buildings on here. So the sewage facility, I've also got the mechanics in now, so they should be able to fix things what get broken, because in the last episode I had to pay to fix everything myself. There's a recycling centre, which I get is quite large, but that gives you a lot more janitors. Has a lot of janitors, it does tell you that. And there's also this thing called a warehouse. Again, I'm not quite sure why I didn't spot these two in the last episode, but I think it might have been because I was following the tutorial quite closely. Maybe they just weren't brought up in that. Now this is storage for supplies. Now, if you remember, various facilities like the shops, the food and drinks outlets, and indeed the toilets ran out of supplies at various points during the day. So I'm thinking that would actually automatically resupply, as it says there, everything within the radius of the building. I think this festival site is too small for use of that. Okay, now before we open our festival for our visitors, before we start selling tickets, I want to check that everything looks good in terms of the environment and scenery heat map. So there's our scenery. Oh yeah, there's a little update. The game has had a couple of small updates since you were last with me. One of which is a sort of spooky update, which is a number of Halloween themed objects in the game. Now this is going to be a rock metal festival, so this might actually be in keeping. Spooky trees here by the band entrance. Now the other thing I noticed before I started this particular recording was the environment score. Which was a little bit poor around here because I put some toilets in here right next to the campsite. So what I'm thinking is I could put some trees in which improve the environment score. Will they be enough? So I'm looking for... where's trees? If I search for tree, there you go. Ordinary trees, not spooky trees. They also reduce the noise, which can be quite good. Let's get rid of these toilet blocks here. I'll put some trees in, and then I'll put the toilets in behind the tree. It's still not great there, but it will have to do. Okay, I think we're pretty much ready to go now. So what's our festival look like at the moment? The facilities we have, we can cope with. We've got room for 128 visitors, 112 in those two camping areas there. We've got room for 16 VIP visitors, 4 in each of our 4 bungalows there. They've got this nice little area here to play around with their own facilities and play areas and all the like. That's good. We have 10 janitors, 5 plumbers. We have no distributors, so that's presumably the warehouse. We have 4 bouncers, 4 medics and 4 mechanics. And hopefully that's going to be enough. So what bands do we want to bring on board? Let's use these filters to bring our selection down so I don't get too many choices to make. We've got a small stage, so we don't want anyone who wants a big band stage. We can also sort them. I haven't been through this in detail with you in the previous episode. We can sort by popularity as well. Do we have... No, there are no legendary bands. Do we have any really famous bands? No. National bands. Okay, right. So these are the most famous bands, or the most popular bands, that we could bring to our festival on a small stage. So we've got Devil's Implement. What do they want? They want a minimum music rating of 24.18. And the trouble is I can't remember what I got in the last festival, so I don't know if we'll achieve that. They want a backstage RV, that's fair enough. There was another big rock band actually. Are they less famous than you? Local. They probably wanted a medium stage actually. Yeah, that's right. There was another metal band which cost about 29 grand, I think. But they presumably want a medium-sized stage, and we can't afford that. Oh, I haven't got one, to put it more accurately. Dissonance. Okay, yeah, I think we can get you. And the Magnificent Dark. Yeah, minimum festival rating. RV. You need an RV. Okay. You are quite expensive. What were the more famous bands after? They were national reputation, weren't they? So you wanted backstage. Okay. Now, what you can see here on this final little bit of information on each of the bands' information panels, this one here means I've had them appearing at one of my festivals before. So I've had Lawyer Persuade Product and I've had Meager Bend on before, but not Victorious Mountain Boy or the Devil's Implement. Reputation isn't that great, but it might be nice to bring you on board. So what do you need? A backstage. Yeah, I think we'll bring you on board. That's fine. Cool. Yeah, I like the sound of that. And we could have a return for Lawyer Persuade Product. Now, how much does it cost me to get rid of? Yeah, 18 grand to get rid of the RV requirement. Okay, let's try a slightly less famous band then. Local. Disgovernance. Yeah, we could do you. You want an RV as well. They do take a lot of money to get rid of their RV requirement. Yeah, oh, come on, let's have Disgovernance. Yes. Like the sound of that. Heavy. Yeah, cool. Magnificent Dark. You need an RV as well. And Suit Industry Video. I've only got 14 grand left. Oh, heck. I'm running out of money now. Oh. Darn. I didn't want to... Oh, heck. Right, we're going to have to go for less popular bands then. Or less well-known bands. Alright, so Shibboleth. You need a relaxation area. I've got that. Oh, yeah, we can definitely afford you. You're only $207 for a start. Oh, that's cool. Virtual Pandemic. You need an RV and 39 visitors. Okay, let's bring Virtual Pandemic on. Yeah. And Hellbound Rough. That's cool. So what bands do we have on our roster? We've got 5 bands at the moment. Backstage. Backstage. Right, so we've got 4 bands that need a backstage RV. One of them didn't. Oh, that was Shibboleth. So, okay, that's fine. We can do that. I want another band, though, I think. Let's get another band. Okay, so... Oh, let's take it out of popularity altogether. So... And can we... Another metal band? I haven't got the money. Another rock band that I can afford. Lawful Rock Afternoon Permission. Okay. Oh, you can't afford you. You're 24k. Possessed Telephone. Need another RV. I'm not sure I can afford to put down another RV. No. And you. Green room. Yes. Okay. We don't need another RV for you. That's fine. We have got a green room already, so we could bring Attentive Union back. That's cool. So we've now got 6 bands on our schedule. And I cannot afford any more. What's our roster look like then? Now, our most popular band is going to be Victorious Mountain Boy, and that's a 2-hour set. So I think most definitely you guys can go on late in the day. We'll put you on at 9 o'clock. Yep, that is splendid. And we've met... Okay, we've not met all your objectives yet, all your needs, requirements. And, oh, you're a rock band. We could start with... Actually, Shibboleth are... Yeah, they're not very popular. So let's work backwards from the night, shall we? Our Disgovernance, you can go on there. Yeah, we've met your requirements. Good. And who else have we got who's quite popular? That's about it. So Virtual Pandemic at 5 o'clock. And then we want Attentive Union. Yeah, Attentive Union, I think, there at 5 o'clock. We can put Virtual Pandemic at 3. Hellbound Rough at 1 o'clock. And Shibboleth can start at midday. So what are Disgovernance complaining about? I haven't hit a 13.21 minimum festival rating. Bother. I'm 13.0. Oh, darn it. The music and genre rating. Now, is that because I've got too many rock bands? Okay, so Attentive Union. What if I were to take you... No. We're going to have to live with that, I'm afraid. So Disgovernance may not like me at the end of this festival, because I'm 0.21 short of the festival rating. That's a pain. That is a pain. Okay, I think we're pretty much ready to go. We'll see if I can manage this festival better than the last one. So we need to sell tickets. Okay, the ticket price is going to be... Ooh, this is... oh gosh, yeah. Oh, we're getting new graphs and stuff. Oh, by the way, there is a new beta test build which has just been released. So if you've got the game and you want to see all the latest features, test out the latest updates, and in particular all the AI changes that Johannes, the developer, has put into the game, then just go into your Steam library properties for the game and set it to public beta, and you can test the very latest version of the game. So 381, let's make it 400. Yeah, go on. And the is there a... Oh, this is the VIP tickets, right? So we'll make you 616. Okay, that's good. We should make a lot of money from this by the look of this. All right, and the early bird ticket price 250. Okay, and also we'll make the VIP early bird price the same as the standard price, I think. Yeah. Yeah. 400. And we will sell 4 of those at that price. Or 6. Yeah, 6. See what happens. And early bird regular tickets, we can sell 40 of those out of 112. I think that reasonable. Okay, we'll sell the VIP tickets. Yep. Nice. Yeah, they've all been... Oh, only sold 5. Yikes. Well, I still made money. The early bird tickets here for regular punters. Am I going to sell all 40 of them? Looks like I have. Excellent. So I've already got nearly 15 grand in the bank. So I think we're ready to go. Right. Let's kick off Ajax Live 2.